Which is the better One Piece fight? Luffy versus Katakuri or Luffy versus Rob Lucci?
Lucci.
Luffy versus Rob Lucci or Luffy versus Kaido?
Kaido.
Luffy versus Kaido or Zoro versus King?
Kaido.
Luffy versus Kaido or Luffy versus Doflamingo?
Doflamingo.
Luffy versus Doflamingo or Luffy versus Crocodile?
Crocodile.
Luffy versus Crocodile or Zoro versus Mihawk?
Still Crocodile.
Luffy versus Crocodile or Luffy versus Enel?
Crocodile.
Luffy versus Crocodile or Luffy versus Usopp?
What the do you think? Crocodile.
Luffy versus Crocodile or Zoro versus Mr. One?
Just to move on, Mr. One.
Zoro versus Mr. One or Luffy versus Arlong?
Arlong.
Luffy versus Arlong or Sanji versus Queen?
Arlong.
Luffy versus Arlong or Luffy versus Bellamy?
Arlong.
Is Luffy versus Arlong your favorite One Piece fight?
No.
Which one would you say is your favorite, even if it's not on this list?
The scene where the Akazaya 9 cut their way through the pagoda and challenged Kaido. The animation, the emotional drive behind it, that's what made Wano my favorite arc. Before that, it was Water 7.